Hello, you are listening to OmniTalk Retail Fast 5, brought to you in partnership with the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Firework, SPS Commerce, and Sezzle.
And this news today comes to us from Fox 29 in Philadelphia. Very, very interesting news here. So here's what it means. Here's what a shelfless store means. It means that the new shopping experience requires all items to be purchased on the Wawa mobile app or also via touchscreen kiosk in the store. And you know how much I love kiosks.
I know.
And then all the orders are fulfilled by Wawa staff behind the counters. There are no products, emphasis on no products visible on shelves in the store. And
yes.
I know you got a ton of thoughts on this question. We actually have a ton of experience on this topic. I can't wait to share with the audience. But this is also our A&M put you on the spot question this week. Ooh. Are you ready for it? Starting off with a bang. All right. Typically, and this is true, everything Wawa does turns to gold. In this case, do you read this announcement and think convenience store of the future and fulfilling a key customer need? Or do you think Piggly Wiggly over 100 years ago when shoppers would present their grocery orders to clerks who grab goods off inventory shelves for them?
Okay. First, I want to thank listener Jenny Lewis, who sent me this story. Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's a great
awesome
one to talk about. Yes.
Yeah.
Second, look, I think that you have to look at this store differently. One, it's a one-store test. They're going to learn a lot from this experiment. I think this is different because back in the day, like I had to go back in the day to curbside pickup. There are still people today actually who tell me like, I don't get curbside pickup. Why would you want curbside pickup? Like, I don't think this is the end all be all for the future of convenience stores. No, I don't think so, to answer Anam's question. But I do think that there's a need state for this. It's taking the GoPuff, the DoorDash, the 7-Eleven, the Instacart models in convenience, and it's giving you another option to pick up curbside when you want it. And that is more convenient for people. So I think it's just expanding this definition of convenience. I hate the idea of going in and having to order from a kiosk. That is a terrible thing. Like Wawa, I don't even know why this is an option. Like, let's just go with mobile order first and then give people the convenience of like, there's not a giant parking lot like a Walmart to drive through to go pick up your order. There's no, like, it's easy to expand this into locations to test this. And you have a lot of locations to do curbside pickup that are convenient for me on my way home from work or school or whatever. But, and I think finally, it's probably safer for the workers and doesn't require as many workers inside of a convenience store, potentially. But I think I hate the kiosk idea. I think that's terrible. But I do like this as a test for, is there a need state for consumers to be able to order convenience items ahead of time, pull up and pick them up and go?
Right. They get some, you're right. I mean, there's some dispensation for it being a test, and it's one hell of an audacious test, right?
For sure. But, yes.
I think the other point is you're bringing up good points on, you have to look at the context of what are they experimenting with or why, and ask yourself that question. Is it meant to be a new way of running a convenience store in the age of like rampant supposed theft? Although there's a lot of questions about how rampant theft is. Is it that, or is it like designed more cerebrally where it's actually meant to be a fulfillment center that if they can get any in-store traffic, it's just a bonus.
Right.
If it's the latter, then I can get on board with it. But if it's the convenience store option, I freaking hate it. Like I hate this, because if you're going to even if you just force people to use an app, forget the kiosk, which is dumb.
Yeah.
Why not just go to a gated entry system then, to help ameliorate all the issues that you're trying to ameliorate with that setup? Because removing products from the floor undoubtedly is going to hurt sales and impact your basket sizes too. And therefore, the overall viability of this as a standalone convenience store concept with the economics of a traditional convenience store is just not there. Yeah. Because still overwhelmingly, the majority of sales volume happens in the physical store. So you're not going to get that added benefit that you have from all the activity that you're talking about of the people that still want to interact with this via curbside pickup. The best analogy that I can think of for this store is Argos in the UK. It's basically the same model but they do that specifically for curbside, like basically like a pickup location in a busy urban setting. And they're doing it mainly in electronics and small appliances and categories like that. Convenience store is different. You want those items conveniently. And so if you think about removing them from shelves, for those people that are just walking by, this makes that experience so much more inconvenient at the end of the day, because it's not going to be as quick and it's not going to be as fast. It's basically like, it's also like service merchandise was in the day, but with no displays. I like the concept when there's display merchandise. Like, I like the Best Buy test that they're running in North Carolina. That makes sense because the product's on display.
In those categories,
you can interact
too.
in those categories you can, and it's a different category. Again, it's not Doritos.
Right.
Like I just want to grab Doritos. I don't want to wait for somebody to bring those out to me from the back. That's just that's asinine.
I think
if I'm walking by or wanting to, in that convenient mood, which in an urban setting you oftentimes are. But go ahead. Last word.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that's important to focus on here is I think there's too much attention being turned in this story to people going in the store. Eliminate going in the store. Like, it's taking.
So you think they're that smart in this test that's why they're doing this?
I do. I think. Okay. I think right. They are taking, they also did a drive-through concept that you'll remember. So I think it's like, what are they learning in the drive-through version of this? And what are they learning in the curbside pickup of this? I think it's not going to be about people going in the store and the shelfless store. I think that's a stupid way to look at this. I think it's, how are we doing what you were talking about earlier about using this maybe as a micro fulfillment center to fulfill deliveries and then do curbside pickup only. So I think there's more to learn from this than just what meets the eye in the headline.
And from the photos in the article too, it seems like the hot food is still available like you'd expect the hot food to be available, which gets people in the store. And that's probably a significant portion of the business too, so it's smart. So I mean, this is why you test, right? This is why we say and the more audacious the test, the better, because the more you're going to learn.
Yes.
However, this next example, I think, Ann, I don't know that I agree that every test is a good test.
Not worth